And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thomson. 100% agree. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big Sean McCarthy.
Well, hello to everyone. I am finally settled back in at being home from being away for a while, so it's good to be able to just, you know what? Get on the podcast. That's what we do around here. That's all we do, it seems like.
Well, now that you're
What's up, my man?
that you're back home, we know that Miss McCarthy is slaving you away out in the heat.
Dude,
Tell me I'm lying, John. Tell me I'm lying.
No, work. Let's see. All right. I'm just for the day. What have I finished up? I built the gardening boxes that they wanted. I have mowed the one field. I have put together the wood chipper, and I've helped put together the 3-point on the small tractor so we can bale hay. I'm done.
You done for the day, or
No, I'm just done until I get done with the podcast, and I'm back at it.
It's ruthless.
It's all good.
I know. There's somebody hanging around Home Depot out front, just waiting for a job. Just go over there and talk to them.
I cleaned out the cow thing too, so that was a lot of fun. Cows make the biggest poops, very large.
Can I ask, like, what does Miss McCarthy do? She says she's
Not
taking.
a damn
She
thing.
says she's taking care
Not
of
a damn thing.
every time I got to take care of the pigs. I got to take care of the cows. You got to do
she's so
this.
full
I'm
of
like,
crap.
what are you doing?
Look at, hold on. I got cows because she says I'll take care of them. I'll take care of them, right? And you would think after 39 years of marriage, I would be smart enough to realize that's a lie. You're not going to be taking care of them. I'm going to be taking care of them. 3 days, Josh. 3 days. It was over.
No.
Now, I admit, maybe she might have helped while I was gone and in Hawaii. 3 days. Yep, I'm the one taking care of cows.
No way.
How much weight did they lose while you were gone?
Oh, dude, those things definitely are not losing weight, man. They're gaining weight like a big one. They got pastures of hay and alfalfa. They are happy cows.
It is easy to feed them. It's hard to clean up after them. It's like,
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they make a shit pie.
oh man, John, we've got some stuff to talk about. I mean, not a whole lot this weekend. I mean, obviously the bare knuckle is going to be the main fight of the weekend.
Knuckle's a good one.
It's a very good one. You know, it's got some talented
lot.
fighters on there. But you know, we're gonna break down a little bit of that UFC fight night. What is this, like 78?
Vegas 72.
Vegas 72.
Okay,
Go ahead.
What was it? Yeah, okay, you're right. Well, I think it was Vegas 71 for the last one.
Yeah, that usually 72 usually comes after 71. John,
You know what? Good point. Good point. You see how educated you sounded right there?
well, for once I got my math right. 71. Wait. Hold on. 72. Got it. I think 73 is next.
I don't know. There's all those people now with that new math.
Yeah.
2 and 2 might not be 4.
Oh man.
Because I say it's 5.
It might be racist too if you think that way, John.
Hey, it's just your own truth that matters.
Oh man.
Is that what it is? My own
I've got-
truth?
I'll get $1 million in the bank, but Wells Fargo doesn't want to add those extra zeros.
They don't want. They keep on taking it away.
Those sons of bitches.
Unbelievable.
All right, we're going to go ahead and talk about the UFC. Look, there's not a lot of good fights there. These fights that we're interested in talking about on this card, I think that after you've had a couple big time pay-per-views that the UFC's done, they tend to, peter out and give you some shitty cards.
They have a large roster, and
Yep.
they got to get their fighters their fights,
Yep.
and so it's all about matching people up at the right level and doing things right. So I understand you. Sometimes you're going to have the cards that it's not that they don't end up being good fights.
That's true.
It's just you just really don't know, or you don't want to anticipate it being a great fight.
Yep, exactly. Now, I will say that I am intrigued by the main event, though.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm intrigued by this.
It's really both guys good wrestlers, but Yadong Song with a lot of power. Ricky's a very strong individual. He's got power in his hands. It's an interesting fight. It really is.
Yeah, I think the speed of Yadong Song, the ability to stop takedowns, and the way he throws his combination, he throws them with a lot of heat.
He does.
And Ricky Simone, I mean, he's a good wrestler. He does great work from the top. I think a lot of people know I got a little bone to pick with this guy, but
Yeah, what's that?
I don't know. He rubbed me a little wrong
Why?
on the Twitter, man.
Really? Why? What did he say?
I was talking about Umar Nurmagomedov because one of his cronies was talking to me, something about Ricky would beat him up and beat up Umar, this and that. I'm like, well, then tell Ricky Simone to give him a call. And then Ricky's like, I'm already matched up. He comes on. And I'm like, well, then tell your guys to stop speaking for you then, buddy. I said, that's all I said. I said, they don't have, have Ricky give him a call.
That's not his fault.
I'm already matched up. I already got why would I fight someone that's ranked below me? I'm like,
well, it's a great excuse because I wouldn't want to fight Umar.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of people.
265 pounds, I wouldn't want to fight Umar.
Yeah. Even Marab's all of a sudden mysteriously hurt.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. See?
Oh my! I got to get my knee thing checked out, and I think I'll be out for a while. But hey, it's par for the course when you're talking about the Dagestan wrestlers, especially the ones from Khabib's camp. You've got Islam was ducked for however many times by so many damn people, and Umar's going through the same thing right now. I mean, Khabib was ducked by so many people; they didn't want to fight him. They all thought they had the remedy, and the ones that did fight him,
no one wants to fight them till they're the champ. Then you have to, so it's all right. We're gonna fight.
Yep.
But I'm being honest. You got to look at other fighters that look at them and go, why? I don't blame them.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I going to take that fight if it's not for the championship when that is as tough a fight as I'm going to be able to have and spend it there when I can spend it and get paid the same amount for fighting this person over here.
Well, here's the thing though. Ricky Simone's only ranked one spot above or maybe two spots above Umar. I don't want to hear it. If you're ranked like 12th or 13 and then I'm number 3, I get it. But if I'm if I'm ranked at number 8 and he's like number 11, I don't want to hear it. You're barely in the top 10. Like we're one loss away from being out of the top 15. It's like at least fight someone that's still in the rankings. I get it. Whatever. Yadong Song I think is ranked a little bit higher. Good stuff. This should be a good fight.
If you're Ricky Simone, who would you rather fight? A higher ranked Yadong Song or Umar?
Well, see, I didn't know this match was already made. That's the thing. I didn't know. But I agree with you. I would have taken this fight for sure because Umar is unexpected. Like people don't know what to expect out of him just yet. He's good on the feet. He's shown his wrestling. He's shown his jiu-jitsu prowess a little bit. He hasn't shown as much as he has. That's the big thing because they've been so dominant in the fights that they've been in.
It comes down to this, and it's something about human nature, Josh, because when you have someone like Umar and he has not been beaten and you haven't really seen a whole lot of holes. Now you can go back to his, fourth, fifth fight. And you can see, now that he is 15-0, 16-0, you're going, there's not a whole lot of holes there for you to attack. And you haven't seen it happen. It's when you finally see someone beat him and it's human nature. Oh, he can be beat.
Yeah.
And it's no different than, you go back to the Roger Bannister and the breaking of the 4-minute mile. No one could do it. No one could do it. All of a sudden when he did it, all of a sudden people are like, okay. And they could do it.
Yeah.
People have to be shown something too. And so it's one of those, he's going to find it hard to get people that are going to want to match up with him. It's going to end up being they're forced.
Yeah. You know what it is, though? I think it's a combination of fighters that hadn't been beat or just didn't know how. No one had seen them get beat. And then they get beat. The confidence of them is not the same as it was before they lost.
True.
And then also, too.
Someone has given a blueprint on how to do it.
Yep. So they do the two
There's
things.
something for you to follow.
Yep.
I can implement those same things.
Well, what's gonna get implemented in this fight though, John? Ricky Simone's gonna have to get the takedown. Yadong Song, I think, is the faster fighter.
Happen.
You don't think he's gonna get it?
That ain't gonna happen. Nope.
So he's gonna have to.
No, I think he'll get it to the ground, but I think you're gonna see Yadong Song popping right back up.
Yeah. And then on the feet, I give it all to Yadong Song. The speed and the power is going to go to him.
Yeah.
Now he may get clipped.
He's just sharper with his stand-up. He's just got a tighter.
Who did Yadong Song lose to? Was it Cheeto? Who did he lose to before that?
Yeah, I mean, he had the
cut, right?
It was Cheeto Vera.
Yeah, no, it was Corey Sandhagen.
Oh, it was Corey Sandhagen. I'm sorry. Yeah. And that was, he had the eye, issue and stuff. He couldn't see out of his eye. And, look, you get hit sometimes. There's times where,
yeah,
just because your eye isn't even cut, sometimes you can't see out of it.
Yeah, he should have just done the Rocky thing, man. Cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Yeah, that doesn't really work.
You know it does, John.
You know it does.
Oh man, cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Yeah.
I don't know. This to me is it's gonna be a fast paced fight. I think because Ricky Simon fights very fast paced. He'll come forward, he'll be aggressive, and I think Yadong Song that he has no other way of fighting. That's the way he fights, man. Comes aggressive, throws big heat, big power, leaves himself out of position a lot. But man, people fear the fact of being hit by him because he possesses the power and the speed. So I think it's gonna shape up to be a good fight. The rest of the card to me is not all that great, man. I'm going to pick and choose some fights that I kind of want to see, but that's about it. John
Calbo Hollow against Mikhail. I always screw this up. Oleg Juk.
Okay.
Oh, Juk.
That didn't even seem like a very good effort.
I know it's horrible, but dude, I really enjoy watching him fight though. Go ahead, Dave. What was that?
It's funny.
No, I was going to say he's sitting at home right now saying Big John,
yeah, something like that.
Your last name.
Mick. John, I'm in love with these things, man. These things are gonna be they're so good.
I want you to know something. Take a look at the label on that. It's like looking in the mirror, isn't it?
Yeah, little
You're
nerds.
a freaking nerd, dude.
Especially now with my glasses on.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, you are a gummy cluster.
They're so addicting.
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes are strong in this one.
Dad jokes are strong, my friend.
Are they dad jokes or grandpa jokes with you?
Oh, listen to you. Listen to you. Oh, it's good being a grandpa. That way you can hand them back.
Yeah. What do you think of this fight?
The Borhalo versus Oleg Juk. Whatever, however I say it. I think it's a great fight. Obviously, we have one guy in Mikhail he's definitely a striker, but he'll strike on the ground. He's got good ground and pound. But his stand-up, he likes to stand and bang. Now, Borhalo can, but he's got a very good submission game, and he should be working to get this fight to the ground with him in the top position. I think he has a decided advantage if that happens. The question is, can he make it happen without being damaged in the stand-up and having someone steamrolling?
Interesting. The fight more that I'm looking forward to is the Rodolfo Vieira Cody Brundage. Now I know Cody he's a gamer, man. He'll take some damage, but can he avoid the takedown and can he avoid being submitted on the ground? He's got a good little guillotine, arming guillotine. He's not bad on the feet. He's a gamer, but Rodolfo was just so big.
He's got good wrestling.
He's got good wrestling. It's not great though, but
if you can just make Vieira work, he gets tired.
Yeah.
You know, and so he doesn't. If there's one thing, if you're looking at Adolfo Vieira, his submission game is sick. He is just a monster, especially from the top position. But his wrestling's not great.
No.
And so, if you're Cody Brundage, I'm not even worried about the first round. What I want to do in the first round is make him work. I want to push. I want to step on the gas. I want to make his arms heavy. I want him breathing hard. By the time that bell rings at the end of the first round, I want him going, oh shit, it's happening again.
Yeah, we've talked about the fact that he cuts so much weight. And after the first round, he's just not the same fighter. It kind of has me a little I think a lot like Gleason Tebow. He'd cut so much weight by the second round, third round. He was just so exhausted, he couldn't keep his arms up.
But when you watch Gleason Tebow when he fought welterweight, he never got tired.
Yeah.
Guess why? You're killing your body. You're taking everything that you've worked so hard for and just throwing it into the garbage to get to a specific weight because you think that's going to put you in the weight category to be bigger and stronger. I want you to tell me, if you think about submission-wise, who in the light heavyweights can stay with Rodolfo Vieira in the light heavyweights?
Let's see, light heavyweight.
Yeah, think about it.
I really can't. I would have said Glover, but Glover's not there anymore.
I would have said Glover, but I would tell you that Vieira is better than Glover on the ground.
Ankalaev.
No doubt about it. He cannot stay with him on the ground. He could be in the top position.
I think he
but
could,
if he was on bottom,
I think he could survive.
He'd have a problem.
Yeah, he would have a problem from the bottom, but I think he could survive enough to make him work. Outside of that, the rest of them.
Oh, Paul Craig.
Yeah.
And he could submit Paul Craig.
Yeah, for sure.
So I look and I go, why are you killing your body? That 20 pounds would help you so much.
He's got to get better. He's got to get better at wrestling. That's his problem. If he could definitively get takedowns more often, then he'd be
similar
to
to Damian Maia when Maia was first out there.
Yep.
And Damian worked on it, and then all of a sudden he was taking people down.
Yeah. Damian Maia was masterful. Just like on the ground, as he evolved, as he got better, he was all those things. Then eventually, by the time he got to the point where he wanted to be, he started getting older. Yeah, it kind of sucks, because you spend 2-3 years getting better at wrestling, getting better at stand up a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Fuck, now I'm getting old," because it happens so fast. They don't realize you're only fighting twice, possibly 3 times a year, and 3 times a year is a lot, believe it or not. Yeah. So when you see fighters that are fighting 4, sometimes 5, like Cowboy, when he would fight 4 or 5 times a year, I'm like, holy shit. But it just has to do with whether you take damage or not in these fights. It's nice to just kind of just cut loose afterwards, do whatever it is, go fishing, go camping, do whatever. But
go fishing.
Something, man. Something to just get away from the mess of the gym,
Yeah.
But I look at Rodolfo Vieira. He's got to get that takedown early. He's got to control the top position, and Brendan's got to survive basically that whole first round. Then I think after that, if he made him work enough in the first round, the second round he started to be able to take over.
Start turning it on with it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. What was it? Who was it? It was Hernandez, right? Fluffy.
Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy.
Andy.
Anthony.
Yeah, I was like Andy. No, Anthony Hernandez. Yeah, Fluffy. Man, he got us. That's a life-changing thing right there. I just submitted Rodolfo Vieira.
Are you kidding?
That's crazy.
Someone talked to someone. Yeah, dude, have you ever seen this one over? Dude, I submitted him.
Yeah,
you're full of shit.
Nope, I got the video footage.
Nope,
insane,
got it.
Insane.
Did you see Yancy Medeiros talking about his daughter?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, it's one of the greatest things ever, and it's going to happen to you someday too.
One of these days. What did he say about her?
He's talking about his daughter. He says, "I got a story to tell you." He goes, me and my daughter, we really, we're really close, and stuff. He says, but my daughter told me, she goes, sometimes, Dad, when I get mad at you, I go on YouTube and I watch the fights that you lose.
What?
He goes, what?
Oh,
he goes, I don't lose any fights, right? And she goes, oh yeah, you do.
Oh man.
I was like, oh, that's harsh.
Oh, mean.
That is harsh. That's one of the greatest things I've ever heard.
Wow. Ruthless.
Kids, man.
No,
see, that's why it's good to be a grandpa.
That's no mercy, man.
There was no cameras.
Before we go on to the next fight, if you guys hadn't hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up and the little bell on the corner, we got some interviews coming up this week. So make sure you guys hit that bell to get the notifications on when we drop those interviews. And thanks for following us. Next fight, Julian Erosa versus Padilla.
Padilla. Padilla's actually good. We all know what Erosa is about. He comes to fight. He puts on great performances, so he's fun. You just never know exactly if he's going to be in that position where he lands a shot or he gets landed on. Padilla does have the ability to hurt him in the stand-up. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that'll be an entertaining fight.
Got it. John, there's not many fights on here that I really want to talk about. I do want to give a little love to this fight down here. It's the Cody Durden versus Charles Johnson. I know we're talking wrestler versus striker, but Charles, man, to me, I know he either wins or he loses, but he's fun to watch.
That's because he's athletic.
Yeah, he's super athletic, fast, but he makes it fun too. He's in the cage with a little bit of antics. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a faster Bobby Green, a little bit more kicker of Bobby Green. Has a little bit of that swag to him, I guess. I don't know, that style to him of just,
a little bit.
Just get in there and have some fun with it. Definitely a fun fight for me. I think I want to watch some, make sure I tune in for that one. Is there any other fights on here you really want to talk about?
No.
All right, cool.
I'm being honest.
Sorry, guys. We were just going to wrap up on this because, we do want to get to the Bkfc fights. And, there's some legend makers in there. That's what we're going to do right now. There's some legends in there. But before we do that, go to onlyfans.com/weighing in. Subscribe to us over there. It is free. So go to onlyfans.com/weighing in. Subscribe over there to us. It is free. And yeah, want to thank you guys for following us and supporting us over there. Fan questions will be available over there as well. And we'll be doing some live. I think we're doing a live show either tomorrow or the next day. So we're going to try to work out those details. But we got to do another live show for them over there on that side.
Maybe today by the time this drops.
Wow, maybe by today by the time this drops. Okay.
Good
So let's get right into the BKFC. 41 Colorado. Rockhold's been out there. He's been out there for the last 3 weeks trying to get acclimated, training out there with his coach and some of the guys, and he's having a good training camp right now. He looks fucking phenomenal. But I mean, like,
he's gonna be awfully big for Mike Perry. Yeah, I really like Mike. Mike is just a fun individual. When you get to know him, he is crazy. I think, and I've said it before, I think he was made for BKFC. Over being an MMA fighter, this is the perfect thing for him because he likes being in the stand-up fights. They can't take him to the ground. The ground has always been, his Achilles heel in MMA. If you're going to look at things, for the most part, and if it was the ability for Rockhold to get him to the ground, this fight's over. Can't do that, and Mike Perry has the ability to cause problems for anybody in BKFC. The biggest problem is I see, this is at 175 pounds. That is interesting to me because I'll tell you what, if Luke makes that weight, he's going to be killing himself to make it. He had problems making 185 at time because look, he's lean. Luke's 6'3". Is he not?
Yeah, he's about 6'2", 6'3". I think he's closer to 6'3", to be honest.
Yeah, he's so. I mean, he ain't got an ounce of goddamn fat on him.
No, he's fucking shredded. He loves working out. He's
yeah.
He loves to look like that. So when you love to look like that, he's
I know somebody else that was that way.
I was, and then I got old, and then now I'm just like fat.
Well, no, see, what? No, it's dude. You know what it is? It the people you hang around, you kind of fucking morph into them. Kind of.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I've got to stop hanging out with you, man. You're bringing me down. You're bringing me down.
You're bringing me down. Shrek.
You're bringing my weight up and my life expectancy down. Oh man, I do notice that the fight is at 175, and
that's the part that I go, oh
yeah, he's so lean as it is. I mean, I wouldn't say he struggled to make 85, but there was moments where he obviously didn't like it.
At times.
And another 10 pounds is ridiculous. I'm surprised though that Mike Perry, I'm surprised that Luke didn't try to get to 80 and say like, hey, you know what? You used to fight at 70. Why go to 75? Let's make way to 80 and just call it good. That's right in the middle. I mean, but the money must have been too good. I just wonder how it's going to affect his chin. Both of them, or not, but Luke, how it's going to affect his chin, cutting that amount of weight. If he even makes the weight, do you just take the loss on the L?
That's the whole thing.
But then again, does Mike Perry even take the fight if he doesn't make weight?
That's right. That is a question. If there's one area in this fight that I go, man, Luke making that weight, I'm amazed if he can make that weight. Luke went up to light heavyweight, Josh. There was reasons why. Okay? If making middleweight was so easy, why did you go up?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. 163, 175. I mean, that's a Corey Hill shit right there. What was Corey Hill's 6'2", fucking 145? 6'4",
155.
Jeez, man.
6'4", 155.
Who was the 45 pounder that was like 6'2", 6'4", something like that? It was like one.
Magomed?
Well, no.
I don't know about that.
There was somebody that was like 6'2", I think. That was
Maybe
145.
You said featherweight?
Yeah, he's a featherweight, 145. I don't know. It was back. I think it was back. I thought that was Corey. You know what I was thinking of?
No,
Wasn't the guy that had to retire?
No, I was thinking of Paul Williams, the boxer.
Oh, Paul Williams?
He was 6.
But Paul Williams fighting middleweight.
147.
160.
No,
he did, but he was also.
I saw him fight. He fought Margarito at 147.
Yeah, 147. Yeah.
Yep. And he was what, 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", somewhere in there.
6'2".
Big boy.
Table of the 20 tallest UFC fighters of all time. Oh, this is any weight though.
Yeah.
Well, that's any weight. They're all heavyweights.
Yeah. I think I was thinking of Paul Williams, the boxer. Good boxer.
Could be.
By weight
There you go.
class
Featherweight.
division.
Who's the featherweight?
was
Will Chope.
Lightweight. Okay, well, no.
6'4". 6'4".
Jeez.
Look at George Roop.
135.
6'1".
135. Oh, he's only 5'7", though. Oh, no, height, 6'1".
No,
Sorry.
6'1".
Says average height.
Saying the average height. Of course. Corey Hill, see, 6'4". Boom,
Jeez,
lightweight.
lightweight. That's nuts.
Amazing.
Dang. Oh, Kendall Grove. Huh?
Damn.
Kendall Grove was 170, right? Or 85? He was 85. Kendall Grove. Didn't he fight
Kendall
at 70?
Grove was 185.
But did he ever fight at
Fought
70?
at middleweight. No,
No? Oh.
I don't think so. He always fought at middleweight.
He's right there. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but I'm looking for if you're trying to find out what
If he
weights
ever fought,
at.
if he ever fought at 70. I thought he did.
Really?
Yeah. Like his first fights in the UFC, I thought were at 70.
No, 185.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the
Ultimate Fighter.
The Ultimate Fighter.
Mhm.
It was all at 185. That was middleweight.
Damn. Interesting. All right. Well,
Because
hey.
he fought Ed Herman, Caleb Starnes, all
Mm.
185.
Interesting.
Middleweight. You said what weight, Josh?
Welterweight, the weight
I
class.
thought it
below.
light heavyweight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's going up.
that's calling it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey. So that fight, though, John, how do you see that? You think Mike Perry's going to give him some problems?
I think Mike Perry is meant for BKFC. I think he's got the look. He went through somebody with the length and size, we'll say, to a point as far as length and tallness when he fought MVP. And MVP is difficult on the feet as far as for anyone to fight. And Perry made it nasty, ugly, grimy, and that's what he's got to do with Rockhold. So I look at it and I go, yeah, he can give Luke Rockhold problems in this. He just, he's got to know. I got to fucking, bury my head, put my chin to my chest, let you bounce shots off of my forehead as I come inside and dig to the body and bring shots up between your arms. Because if there's one great thing about bare knuckle fighting, that fits very nicely up between people's arms and catches that chin. The uppercut is a beautiful shot in bare knuckle biting. And I'm in that position. I don't think Luke's going to walk over Mike Perry.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to walk over him either. I think just Luke needs space to work.
Yes.
And Mike Perry inside that dirty box is going to give him a little bit of problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Luke doesn't always throw the straightest punches. He has more of a looping kind of like left hook, right hooks. He doesn't really throw straight. When he throws straight, he has success, but he tends to throw something straight and then come off with something loopy, leaves himself a little bit wide open. Because he is so tall, he's got to punch down a lot, which leaves his chin in the air. I know physically, the size wise, he'll be able to hang on Mike Perry, get on his head, and kind of dirty box him if he needs to. That's what I would suggest he does. Is if they do get into that clinch, just Luke's got one hell of a clinch. If he can lock down behind the head and just start uppercutting him and doing some work there,
so that single collar tie will work well for him.
Luke's
he's the better grappler. And look, there is grappling. If you're talking about BKFC, there is the ability to use grappling in it. You just have to be offensive with it. And I think both guys can utilize that. I think Perry's going to be not really trying to clinch with Luke. I think he's going to be trying to work inside of the range that Luke is comfortable with and just, put shots on him there. Yeah. And can Luke separate, gain some distance, and put good shots that make Perry not want to walk back into that fire zone?
We're going to find out. I'm really interested to see why they agreed on this 175 or why Luke did. That's a lot. But John, you and I both love this next fight.
Oh, dude. Chad Mendes against Eddie Alvarez. This is fantastic.
This is the fight.
It's going to be at 155, which is good for both, I think. Chad is a heavy-framed, muscular guy. And, again, I think looking at Chad, at this point, Chad's faster than Eddie. His hands are faster. They both throw a little bit wide, but Chad throws, with a lot of power. Eddie's got power, but I think they're at a different stage right now. Mm-hmm. And I love Eddie. But being his first fight in bare knuckle, being that it's not Chad's first fight, I think that's an advantage for Chad. And Chad kind of understands bare knuckle a little bit more. You know, we've talked to him over stuff, you know, and he talked about it's different. Yeah, it is. And you got to know exactly what you can do at times. And so I think Eddie's going to go out there trying to knock Chad's head off. I think Chad's going to go out there and start looking to break Eddie down.
Yeah, I think that the speed's going to be a big factor. And Chad, even though he's had a long career, he never really took a ton of damage.
No,
you know, I would say the most damage he took was in the Aldo fights, and then the Conor fight.
The knee that he took, and then he had the Conor fight. He didn't take a lot of damage.
No,
let's be honest. He was doing most of the work.
Mm-hmm.
He took damage to the body. If you're going to say, you know, okay, that's not when we talk about damage. That's not the lasting damage that's going to be. He took some shots at the end of it, okay, but you're exactly right. The Aldo fights, if you're going to say what was the most damaging fights he really, you know, had that could be lasting, it was those.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the speed, but I got Eddie though. He's that bare knuckle guy. He's the king of the streets, that kind of thing. I don't know, man. He surprises me every time he gets in there. When you think he's knocked out or you think he gets in trouble, he comes back and wins fights.
That's because he's in good shape.
Yeah, and I know he's getting older. That's the thing.
Yep.
But we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this fight matches up. But I think it's gonna be a fun fight because that's gonna be a lot of weight for him to cut. Because you got to figure when he went over and fought over in one, the weights are different. You're not really getting yourself back down to 155.
No, you're not.
Because you can't dehydrate
you're
down that
170.
much. So you're probably 170, and him to make that weight again at the age that he's at. I mean, and then you got Chad who. He's just been out there hunting and shooting animals and, you know, walking and hiking and just be at peace. I don't know. It's a big fight, man. It's a big fight for both of them. And both of them, I know that Chad's got the one fight already in the successful win. The experience of already being in there. That one fight, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot when you're fighting someone who's never been in there. So
do you remember who Chad fought?
I don't.
Fought a boxer, a good boxer, a guy that could box.
Yeah.
And it was systematically broke him down. Guess what? I think you're going to see the same thing.
Yes, so that's good. I mean, that's going to be good for him. Because when I watch him, because I follow him on social, because we've had him on this podcast, and when I follow him on social, like
I've had them both on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. And he lights up the pads really well. He looks clean. He keeps tight. He's very defensive. You know that they got smaller.
And he's got snap.
Yes, he's got that pop, man. He's good. He's a great fight. He's a great fighter. Next fight.
Beck Rollins coming back here against Fahea. We're gonna see how this one goes, but I shouldn't say Fahea. It's Ferreira, I guess too. I can't say it. Right. Who knows? But wasn't Beck the champion?
She was their original champion.
Original champion of bare knuckle. Yep. So we're gonna see if she's coming back, how she does.
Yeah, I think
that's a championship bout.
She's got a really good jab. She snaps it out really well. She's not afraid to just make some exchanges and get in there and get after it. I enjoy watching her fight, you know, and when I've seen her fight in Bellator and stuff, she just tends to slow down. She makes kind of like fight IQ problems, mistakes, I should say. She like things that she could have had success in, she didn't utilize, or she got taken down.
See, again, that's my whole thing. You watch Beck Rawlings throughout her career. Where has been her problem? Where have people beaten her?
On the ground,
taking her down
in the wrestling. Yeah,
that's it. Guess what?
Don't have to worry about that.
Doesn't have to worry about it here. So
yep, that's
a good one. Another guy kind of made, in my opinion, for BKFC. Ben Rothwell taking on Copeland. Both guys coming from the MMA world. You know, I just look at, man, I'll tell you what. Big Ben, you know, he was a zombie in MMA, but the one place a lot of people were able to take advantage of, taking him down. He wasn't easy to get down, but like Cain Velasquez, when he fought him long ago, Cain just repeatedly took him off of his feet, took Ben out of his game. I know Ben has had some submission wins, and he had one against Josh Barnett, fantastic, but it was never his strong point in MMA. and just being heavy-handed and being a guy that could take big shots too. I think they've got a guy here in the heavyweight division. Alan Belcher is their heavyweight champion now. And you look and you go, speed, good power, but that's a damn redwood. That is a big dude that you're going after. So I can't wait to see how Ben does in this fight.
Copeland, if he ever needs to get a job as the Geico commercial caveman guy, he's got it. I'll put him right up there with the other guy. If that other one ever passes away or does something, man. But Ben Rothwell's the story of his career has always been every time they put him against a wrestler, he's got taken down, and controlled, and just wasn't able to get back up. And towards the end of it, he was kind of getting hit with some big shots. But this, I think, is perfect. This type of fighting is perfect for him. He's been a great, tough dog for the longest time. It's crazy because he was one of the main sparring partners or training partners for Tim Sylvia.
That's right.
That's how long he's been around. Him and Mike Whitehead.
Do you remember back in the IFL, he was the guy. Roy Nelson, was in there also, and those guys fought for the championship and stuff. And Ben Rothwell beating Roy, but did Roy? I don't think Roy ever beat him. He might have.
Huh.
Rothwell is just fighting for what Miletich. What was it? I want to say, I don't know, Quad Cities Gorillas or something like that, or whatever the hell it was at the time. But he was a stud there. The guy can fight. Yeah, he was the main sparring partner for Tim. And those, I don't know if you watched any of their training sessions, but I did. And, they went back and forth.
Really?
Oh yeah. In the stand up, Ben Rothwell, everything that Tim could take.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That interests me.
At the time, actually, Tim was better on the ground. So,
Mike Whitehead was the guy that was supposed to be the next thing.
Oh, Mike Whitehead was.
Just
dude could ragdoll people in the gym.
When you got him in the cage.
The lights are tough, man. The pressure, it's there, and it's self-induced, but it is there when you're the one putting it on yourself, and that's what happens.
I'm trying to figure out who I had this conversation with the other. Maybe it was you when we filmed the podcast the other day. Well, we spent a lot of time together. Damn, it's really strange.
Yeah. That's why you're eating gummies right now. These nerds.
Yeah, those aren't the kind of gummies I'm eating, buddy. Gotta tolerate it. I was saying that, gosh, man, I've known so many great fighters in the gym. Oh, yeah. And when they got into the bright lights, they just didn't get it out there, man. And which is crazy because I was the guy that never really had I had some good days in the gym, but I was the guy in the gym I couldn't beat fucking the 145-pound guys. Sometimes the 135 pounders would fucking give me a hard time. Like, you son of a bitch, come here.
Okay, take a look, and you can go back all the way to Tough 2, which Mike Whitehead was in, right? Keith Jardine was in it. You had the Hillbilly Heartthrob. You had Rashad Evans. Okay, he was fighting heavyweight. Okay, Rashad Evans at that time was one of the last picks for that season because they used to pick back and forth. And back then, it wasn't that, you won, and so then everyone else had to fight. The coach could pick the fighter from the other team, and Rashad was picked multiple times. He was picked to fight Mike Whitehead because in the gym, he just wasn't that explosive. He just didn't really, do anything that everyone was impressed with or anything like that. But you put him under the lights, the dude could fight. The dude he'd turn it on, and he beat guys that they thought were going to just tear him up and stuff. And so you get it both ways.
Crazy that he went on to be a champion.
Yep.
Nuts. That's crazy.
Nuts. Especially, dude, I think it was Matt Hughes was picking against him the whole time. And it was almost like it became a thing, like Rashad going, yep, fuck you.
Wow.
What it's like.
Good for him.
Hey, good for him, man. He proved him wrong.
He's turned into a really good analyst, too.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is a great guy. early in his career, not early in his career, I think like probably a little bit before he became champion. We had like a little bit of a run in Arizona. And I don't know. I think a little bit of my cockiness, a little bit of his cockiness, and
Maybe.
it was a little bit of, but then it's funny because I've seen him recently at a couple events, and obviously we were still talked after that. Every time we saw each other, hey, what's up, man? How are you? Whatever our run-in was in Arizona. But then now it's like, hey, man, got a lot of respect for you. He's got a lot of respect for me. It just seems like now that we know that we're out of the game and we realize how irrelevant all that shit was. You're like, hey, man, nice to see you. I'm glad you're doing well.
There you go.
I tell him, and he's like,
go.
hey, I watch your podcast. And I was like, hey, so I love your work on, being an analyst. He's such a nice guy. He's come like,
He is.
I don't want to say he's come
Good
along.
people.
He's come a long way.
Well, yes.
He has. He really has. And I enjoy watching him as an analyst.
Yeah.
Next fight.
Camozzi versus Dan Spawn. Chris Camozzi, who, Chris has fought everywhere. He fought, fought in Glory, did really well in Glory. His kickboxing really came up. He went back to the PFL from Glory and had some nice wins there. But, and I talk about him all the time. I thought he should have been in their playoffs, but he didn't get the points the same way and everything. Chris Camozzi is just a tough dude. Going up against a guy that we see all the time because he does security over at Bellator, and Dan Spawn. Dan looking forward to this chance at bare knuckle boxing, and so good luck to him. He's going up against a tough dude. The best part for him is Chris can only use his left and right hand, cannot kick or knee or any of those things because he does do a good job with those.
Hey, Dan, just a couple of days ago, I didn't know what your name was. And now I'm here on my podcast talking about you. It's so great. You and I had talked about him the show before, I think in Pachanga. And,
I said, "You
and
recognize
you were like,
him?"
you recognize him? I was like, no, I don't recognize him. I got to actually look it up and see some of his old fights. But anyways, he and then he works for Bellator as security. He does some stuff there for us there.
Oh, well, Dan was on the Ultimate Fighter. He was in the house.
Or was he?
Yeah,
He's a good looking dude. When I see him in person, he's a good looking dude. He's taking care of himself. He's obviously
Dave, pull
getting
up
ready.
Dan Spawn's MMA record if you can. No, he is a good looking dude, man. He's really
No homo,
just
guys.
a good guy.
There's no homo there. I'm just saying, hey, he's a good looking
And if
dude.
there is, I don't care.
Oh man.
19-8. So go down. Let's see when he was in the Ultimate Fighters.
Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right here. Patrick Walsh, you lost to.
Okay.
Where you at? Oh, Patrick Walsh. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Oh, was it just the one fight?
I don't know. Keep on going down.
Maybe it's not in his.
It's like
record.
one in the UFC, yeah.
Yep.
Just one. Wow.
And
Yep.
back when Bellator was BFC.
Oh,
That was in the finale.
wow. Back when Bellator was BFC.
BFC.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so old. Oof.
Well, it's funny because if you look at that and his record, you see that Attila Vey.
Uh-huh.
I know you don't recognize the name, but Attila Vey was their light heavyweight champion at one time.
Oh, wow. Was Bellator's?
Yeah.
Was he Attila the Hun?
Nope. Should have been.
Remember the guy Attila in the movie Lionheart with Van Damme? He was it was like the main guy that Lionheart had to fight at the end, which was Van Damme had to fight him at the end. It was a pretty legit little movie at the time. Like rich people betting on like these underground fights, and it was pretty cool. It was a cool little fun.
God.
I know.
Got it.
I want to just, that's what I want to do. I want to like be a promoter for underground stuff, but only for the rich people.
Only for the tuxedo wearing people.
Yeah. That's
Got it.
yeah, like small little groups. Say you get like, I don't know, 50 to 60 people. You come in and they're all betting big money, and so I'm gonna work on that idea.
And you're the house, right?
Well, I'll have backing because
Well, but you're the house because that way you can get the VIG. That's the money making part. You don't care who wins.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
all about
care.
the VIG in between,
I
baby.
don't care. Nope. When people think I care about it, I don't care. All right. Any other fights on here you want to talk about?
Yeah, Brandon Gertz is coming out and doing BKFC. We've seen a couple of guys from Bellator before. Brandon Gertz has always been a gamer. Love the dude. He's taking on Torres. Torres is, I want to say, I've seen him fight 1 or 2 times. I know he's fought like a couple of times already. Got power in his hands and stuff, but Brandon Gertz is a guy that he's going to be in his face. So that good luck to Brandon Gertz.
You know, there's certain fighters that I think are just cut out for this. I think Gertz is one of them. Derek Campos was one of them.
Yep.
You know, there's certain fighters that I think are built this way. Like you were talking about Ben Rothwell, you know, Mike Perry. I mean, this is what they're good at. This is the style of fight that they're looking to lay down on the line when they get into an MMA cage.
Yep.
Most of them end up losing because of the takedowns. Gertz never really lost because of the takedowns. He just got into some dog fights. You know, his fights with Campos are just fucking legendary. That he's the guy that got split with the the Michael Jordan symbol.
The Michael Jordan, the Air Jordan move.
Yeah, he had the Air Jordan split right on his forehead, right in the middle. You know, but man, he's a dog. He's a gamer. We just saw him at the Pachanga fight. He was there. I saw him there. I want to wish them all very much the luck. And my boy Rockhold against Perry. I like Mike Perry, but I got to go for my boy, man. Sorry.
I can understand that.
You know, and Chad and Eddie, man. Both those guys are gunslingers. I've known Eddie for a long, long time. And Chad, we became...
I look forward to that fight probably the most.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, Luke's my friend, so that's why. I mean, I know you don't have a lot of friends, so I think you just stick with Chad and with Mendez. But
you're right. I definitely don't have one with you.
Yeah, I know. If I'm around, the rest of your friends are like scattered. They're just like, I can't deal with this guy no more.
Every time you come around, all my friends go,
yeah,
get away.
All right, guys. Wait, that's huh?
What? Well, I was going to
Dave's trying to ask a question. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. Before you move on from BKFC, what's your thought on the price at $50? Is that should BKFC? I know they've got Luke, Rockhold, Chad, and Eddie on here, but should they be doing a $50 pay-per-view, or should they really be using those names to get this in front of a free audience and do good by their sponsors?
They have to pay for these guys.
Yeah.
Like if there's one thing that straight out, bare knuckle boxing, they're paying these top guys that you're seeing. They're paying them a lot of money, and that's why those guys are there, because they're willing to open up the damn checkbook and put some money out. So they're trying to make it back. You know, they have investors, and they've got to do certain shows that are pay-per-view. And if you're going to have that pay-per-view, hey, you're going to have to get something for what you're doing, because half of it is going to the provider. So you figure they're getting, for every person that buys it, BKFC is getting half of it, $25, we'll say. Half of it's going to whoever that subscription pay-per-view provider is. Unless they got a 60-40 deal, which many times it's 60-40 the other way. So,
you know, the thing is if you're going to put a pay-per-view out, though, this would be the time to do it, like with the names like this. And I know you put them on there to help attract more attention, to do it on a free platform if you could. But the thing is, though, if you're going to say, hey, for once I'm going to put together a pay-per-view, you're going to use these names. These are the names to have on a pay-per-view event if you're going to do one. And just hope for the best. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, I'm actually going to buy it so my boy Luke gets paid. You know, and it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, I gotta tip my hat to them. At least they're going out really trying to get big names on the card to make people want to watch, to make me want to watch. I would have watched if Luke wasn't on this card. I still would have watched. Definitely. You got Rothwell, you got Kamosi, you got Spawn, who I just met the other day. You got Gertz. You know, Beck. I mean, like Beck used to fight for us in Bellator. You know, Eddie was the champ in Bellator. Mendez, you know, he's fought for the UFC forever. Fought Conor McGregor. He's fought Aldo twice. I mean, he's got big names. Mike Perry's this is cut out for him, this style of fighting. So he's a fun watch. I'm surprised that Derek Campos hasn't signed with this group yet.
Me too, especially after he did the Triller one.
Yeah, and he was so good.
Because he did the Dorito chip.
Ah, that's right. What was that called?
Yeah. It was a Triller.
Triad.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It was a triad. It was called the Triller Triad. Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't signed with BKFC because he had a great fight that night. I'd love to see him and Gertz fucking bare knuckle for a fourth time. They fought 3 times, correct? God. 3 times?
Yep.
Fucking great fights. All right. Yep. By the way, you guys, I want to point this out. If you go up to the very top, you got Bucked Up, you've got Lion Not Sheep, you got Crescent, and you've got OnlyFans. So you've got OnlyFans coming in and supporting the fighters and the athletes like we've been talking about. And that's what we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue. I saw someone in the comments go, man, I can't go over there. I'm not going to support it over there. I'm going to be here. You guys don't do enough content on that platform for me to go over there. I'm like, well, maybe we got to do a little bit more content there on that platform. But the other thing is that we do take our fan questions only from there. And what I appreciate from them in our dealings with them and our conversations with them is that they are looking to start working with more fighters and more athletes. And that's what's important to me. I'm here as a platform to try and get them connected with more fighters. Guys like Luke Rockhold, who is now on there as well. Guys like Mike Perry, Mendez, Alvarez, all of these. We know that Beck Rollins is on there. She was one of the first fighters to actually go on there and make money during the COVID times. So I look at all these fighters. These are opportunities for the fighters to make some spending cash by putting themselves on the OnlyFans platform, and they're willing to pay. And so I'm encouraging people to go over there, subscribe to our channel at onlyfans.com/weighing in. I want to thank you guys for supporting us. What else you got for us, Dave?
Okay, hold on. Before you move that, Dave, I'm going to make a bet with Josh if he'll take it.
I win.
$20.
Yeah.
He doesn't bet his friends.
Yeah. I knew it was coming.
Then he can bet with me because we're not friends, right?
Yeah.
I looked at those sponsors that you're up there. Lions Not Sheep, obviously clothing. I wear their stuff. OnlyFans. No. Answer me, what's Crescent?
It's got to be a liquor.
$20 you owe me, baby.
It's got to be a liquor.
$20.
What is it?
Tools.
Oh, Jesus. What the fuck?
That's why I knew you wouldn't know it.
Fuck no, I wouldn't know it.
So what's
I
the
love
pitch
it.
then?
What's
the pitch
what's
to be
bucked
on
up?
BKFC?
I don't know what bucked up is. I'm being honest.
$20 you owe me.
No.
$20.
You gotta be able to answer it.
$20.
No, what is it? What is it?
Bucked up. It's like a where you shoot red stuff. They're the fake antlers and shit. Told you.
Well,
See?
Pre-workout?
It's energy.
Pre-workout. I told you.
You liar. See, that's $40. Boom.
Oh, I love it. Bucked up. Oh man.
All right.
I was trying
Let's
to say.
go,
I was
Dave.
trying to
What's
say.
up?
I was
Move
trying
on.
to say it with such confidence you'd believe me.
Yeah, wasn't going there.
Oh man.
right.
All right. Let's get into some news.
On 420, the UFC decided that they were going to announce a ton of fights. And the first
That's because
one...
Dana was getting high as a freaking kite.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch
Love
that
it.
video, you may understand. So here we are with the first one, Whittaker versus Du Plessis, July 8th, middleweight bout, UFC 290.
Yeah, I look at this and it makes sense because they don't want to put Robert Whittaker right back with Izzy. Du Plessis has been, talking about, taking on Izzy. Izzy made some statements and all that stuff and, dragging his carcass all over Africa and stuff. You look and you go, whatever. I think it's a good fight. I think it's going to be very difficult for Du Plessis to beat Whittaker, though.
Yep.
Bobby Knuckles in this has, the wrestling that Du Plessis uses will not work against Whittaker. Okay? Just telling you right now. He's not going to be taking him down. So he's going to be in a stand-up unless it's Whittaker that goes for the takedowns and stuff, which, might be. I just look at it. There's just certain styles of fights, and I've seen, the guys that Du Plessis has been doing, well with, who he's been fighting. And look, he's a tough dude. There's no doubt he's a tough dude. But
There's levels.
Whittaker,
There's levels to this game.
exactly. Whittaker is, in my opinion, a level above him at this point, and he's going to kind of find out exactly where he's at in this mix.
It ain't going to be in a good position, I'll tell you that.
We're going to see. Look, if you're Du Plessis, it puts you right where you want to be. That's a fight to take.
Who was
Is it not?
Who's the fighter below him? Just one spot below Bobby Knuckles.
Cannoneer.
I would have taken that fight.
I think Cannoneer's got a fight too set up.
Oh, man. I mean,
So
it just stylistically is not a good matchup. Bobby Knuckles is not a good matchup for anybody. And if you guys, I saw somebody in the last time I called him Bobby Knuckles. You guys didn't know who the hell I was talking about. I'm talking about Robert Whittaker. Jeez, come on, guys, keep up. If you're gonna be a fan on this page, you better get with the names. No, he's like he's fantastic, man. Like he's just good all the way around.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't been able to beat Izzy. Who knows? I do think he deserves another shot though. And everyone's like,
Again,
oh, I've
styles make
seen
fights.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I've seen that fight. Everyone's like, oh, I've seen that fight. I don't give a shit. Third time's a charm. I want to see it again because I'm tired of, him being a gatekeeper. I want to see him continue to win.
Okay, let's take a look at the first fight that he had with Israel. Okay, yeah, he didn't do well.
Mm-hmm.
He made big mistakes in it. He overextended, and Izzy ate him up and knocked him out. Second fight, it was a lot closer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Went to the decision. Okay, he didn't get the decision. I believe it was a 48-47 on all the cards, meaning he won 2 rounds. Something's changing there, and he's making the adjustments. Maybe in the third fight, maybe he does get it.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I mean, you start looking, though, too, it's a little bit like the Pahea fight. Like, I said this the other day about, well, Pahea's beat him 3 times and 2 times knocked him out. I mean, when do you start losing your motivation to fight that person? That's kind of what I felt like. I'm not saying that Pahea would lost the motivation to fight him. It's just like, okay, it's the same shit, same guy. Eventually you're going to, if I fight you, fucking 100 times, I mean, you're going to win 1 or 2 eventually. I mean, shit, I'm getting tired of beating you. It's the same shit. It's
you get the motivation becomes non-existent.
Yeah. Well, it's so surprising. Like the Harlem Globetrotters were able to keep beating the Generals for so many times.
You're right. That's amazing.
It's amazing.
I don't know how they do it. It's almost motivated. Like Hulk Hogan, the way he won so many matches
they
too.
Stayed motivated. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Special damn athlete.
This is an extremely tough fight for Du Plessis. So Du Plessis is, I think, is what Paul Felder was talking about. Du Plessis. But I think Whittaker he's a bad matchup for anybody in that weight class. Extremely bad matchup. Doesn't matter who it is. He'll fight them all.
I agree.
I think he'll knock them all down. Next fight.
Next fight, we got Robbie Lawler.
Don't want to talk about it. I love Robbie.
Yeah.
He's going up against Nico Price, but here's the problem with this, in my opinion. Nothing against Nico Price. Tough guy. Comes to fight. Robbie Lawler. He was the champ, man. At one time, we're talking about a guy that was special. And now, and see, this is where it's like, I know he enjoys fighting and stuff still, but it's like, it's not the same. And it's not the same Robbie Lawler.
No.
I'm not getting the Robbie Lawler that, I'm getting a watered down version of that Robbie because he's gotten older and he's just not the same. He can't do the same things.
Yeah.
And so I look at this and it's like, yeah, it's Robbie, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm like you. I'm a homer. I hope Robbie wins, but it's going to be difficult for him to do.
Yeah, I agree. He is getting older, and love we hung out with him the last time we were in Sioux Falls, and we're going to probably hang out with him again in Sioux Falls in August. I got a lot of love for the guy, man. He's a fantastic person. I love how he handles himself, just not around people, but around fans and and to media. I love how he handles them too. And I want to see him win. I want to see him go out on a win too. I hope if he does win that this is it, and if he doesn't win, then I hope this is it too also. It's nothing against him. He still has it.
No.
Yeah, but he's just, when you've been to the level of where he's been, there's nothing left to prove.
That's it.
He's a multiple-time champion over. I mean, he's a stud, absolute stud. Next fight.
Some of the best fights
in history,
in the sports history.
Yeah, in MMA history, for sure.
Dan Hooker taking on Jalen Turner. This is a really neat matchup. Jalen Turner is actually going to be making Dan Hooker look up at somebody, which is unusual. But Jalen Turner is really this kid can be something special. Dan Hooker, tough as hell. But I'm going to put Dan Hooker, and he's not the age of Robbie Lawler, but he's crashed his car too many times. Yeah,
I saw a video of him and Izzy sparring. I can see like why are you sparring with a guy that much bigger? And when they saw them sparring, they didn't seem that much different in size. So I know Dan probably blows up pretty big though on the off season, when he's not fighting. But still, like Turner is slick on the feet, and he's got good takedown defense. So and I wouldn't think that Dan would be able to take him down regardless because Turner's got good takedown defense, and on the ground, Jalen's I think better than him. So this fight's gonna have to stay on the feet. I don't see, and I like Dan Hooker. I actually really do enjoy watching him fight. I enjoy his commentary. I'm not commentary, but the way he
fights his ass off.
He fights his ass off.
Yeah.
But I mean, the UFC is definitely not looking out for him anymore. They're like, let me just let you keep crashing your car. Eventually, you're going to move on your way. And so,
unfortunately, that's it.
It sucks, man. It sucks. He's going to have to get a win in here somewhere. I mean, like, I almost feel like he's starting to take the road of Cowboy Cerrone. But Cowboy won quite a bit in the beginning. He won. He was up ranked high, and then he lost to Chandler, and now he's been struggling, and all these fights. It's like, man. He took the Islam fight, which was ill-advised, but he was already in town, so he didn't want to go back and do the 53-day quarantine. There was so much shit, during that COVID time. He just stayed and fought because he didn't want to go back. He said, let me make money, but in the end, didn't help, didn't work out for him. Now he's crashed his car too many times. Next.
Yeah, next.
All right, let's move on to these additional fights that were announced. Jack Hermansson versus Brendan Allen.
I think that's a great fight for Brendan Allen, especially the way he's been fighting lately. I think his style matches up well with Hermansson. Hermansson's got moments where he pulls things off. He's tough. He'll stay on his feet. He's actually got decent wrestling. He's got a really good ground game. I'm just thinking that right now, Brendan Allen has been improving in everything he's doing. So I think Brendan Allen's the favorite in that fight.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I don't know if Hermansson can get him down. If he does get him down, I think Hermansson's the better jiu-jitsu guy from the top.
Yeah, from the top.
From the top. Hermansson can't afford to be on his back. And on the feet, Allen's the better kickboxer, the better striker for sure. Oliveira versus Dariush.
Great fight.
We talked about this already. This is just a recap. They moved
exactly.
But there was talk of him fighting Sarukian instead. Dariush fighting Sarukian. And I was like, okay, well, that's an interesting fight. You're going to fight Sarukian. That's a tough fight. I like Sarukian. Yep. Charles is tough as well. Obviously, we all know he is. He's a dog. But I'm glad they
Beneil's got that weird style that he's difficult to deal with.
Beneil Dariush is going to go to the ground with Charles Oliveira. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes him down and tries to get to the top. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
He will definitely go to the ground with him. He believes in his look at. He was a blue belt coming to my damn gym for tournaments. Okay, I've watched him progress and his ground game progress, and he's good now. His ground game is damn good, and he will have no fear of going down on the ground with Charles Oliveira.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little encouraged by the fact that they were going to give him maybe Sarukian, or they were just going to not have him fight and just have him give him the next title shot. But hey, whatever.
They're not.
The Oliveira fight. They're not doing that to Dariush, man. They're just holding him back. Yeah. They're making the salt and pepper good looking dude wait.
The other fight is Bilal Muhammad taking on Gilbert Burns. I think this is the one we were talking about that we thought should have been done. Mm-hmm. That we thought this was a great matchup.
Tough fight.
I'll tell you.
Tough
for
fight.
For both. Bilal's really come a long ways. He looks so much better now. His stand-up looks better. His last couple of fights, his fight against Luque, a teammate of Burns, he looked really good. He fought a smart fight. And then his fight against Sean Brady, he just destroyed Sean Brady in that fight.
Yeah, he did. I'm a huge Sean Brady fan, man. I like Sean.
So am I.
My thought though is,
but I'm a huge Bilal Muhammad fan because I just like his attitude. I love the way he goes about fighting. We see him all the time. He goes about helping everybody. He's just a good guy.
What's your thoughts on when you say anytime, any place, and then when they call you to fight, you're like, oh, I can't make weight. That kind of threw me off. I'm like, Bilal, you can't be putting it out anytime, any place, and then be like, yeah, I need more time to make weight.
Yeah, obviously, you're making statements that are not true.
But then he came around. He's like, all right, let's sweeten the pie a little bit. Maybe give me a little extra money or whatever it is, and guarantee me a title shot if I beat him, whatever. Which I think is smart. But he's just coming off Ramadan. So there's not a lot of time to really get the nutrition into your body. I know they can still eat from dark to sunrise or whatever there's terminology for what they say. It's whenever the sun's peaking or crusted or something.
But it's not even so much the food. It's the water.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the part.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't rehydrate.
No.
Until a certain, time of the day. And that is not, and especially it's like if you're living in North America, the days are getting longer. The sun's staying up longer at this point. So not an easy thing to do.
That's true. That is true. But overall, it's going to be a good fight because I think that Bilal's got good submission defense. It's going to be tricky on the ground, especially in the first round if the hit's there. But I think Bilal's going to sprawl and brawl and try to keep this thing on the feet. Very much how he fought Brady.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly how he's going to fight him. So I think he's going to look at Sean Brady and go, this is the exact same fight. Gilbert's a little bit faster, I think, on the feet. I'm not sure if he has the same amount of power, but he's a little bit faster. But I think that he can wrestle him, press him to the fence, make him work. I mean, but I'm glad that they replaced the Dariush fight. It's going to be on that card. So they replaced the Dariush fight with this fight. So it's good. Then that means that card's good now, back to being good again.
Yeah.
Because once you lost that Dariush,
you got to give it up for Gilbert Burns. Look, he's coming off of the fight with Masvidal.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not saying he got damaged. He didn't get damaged at all in it, so that's not it. But it is a fight camp, and now you're going right back into one. It's not a lot of break.
Well, someone said
it's
that he's pull up Gilbert. He's got 4 fights in 4 months, or sorry, 3 fights in 4 months. Someone in the section there. His record, I don't know. Who did he fight right before that?
He fought Masvidal, Neil Magny in January.
Neil Magny in January. He lost to
Thomson. Then it
Thomson.
was April last year.
So then it'll be 3 fights. So this next fight will be 3 fights in 4 months. January. January. They fought in January.
January, April.
Yep. It'll be 4 months and change because it's end of January, beginning of May.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. God, we're still in April. I keep thinking we're in May. Probably because I've been booking all these flights to go all these places in fucking May. Jeez, man. It's crazy. Our end of April into May is going to be wild. Jeez. All right, John, we're going to have to work around
what we do.
I know. We're going to have to work around all this stuff, though. All right.
What's up? What's next?
All right.
Come on, Dave.
Next story here. The video that went viral around the world. Nate Diaz chokes out a Logan Paul lookalike in New Orleans. He now has a warrant out for his arrest for 2nd-degree battery. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Like, John will better answer all these things because I just don't know. When you have a group of guys that are obviously starting shit with my group of guys, and your leader versus me decides to get up in my face, and it's all on video, and you make the approach towards me, you could see Nate pushing his back up against the wall. Like, he started backing away. Sure, he had his hands up like, all right, dude, you come near me, I'm going to get you. And the guy came near enough, and he just shucked the head down, got him in the guillotine, and he tried to set him down nicely, but he stepped off the curb, and he dropped him on accident.
Balance kind of went off.
Yeah, balance guy,
That's what happens when the body weight goes.
Yep, exactly. And so, I don't know, man. I don't know how the cops are going to look at that. But now there was another video out showing how it all kind of the altercation started. Like, the group of them were pushing on Nate's guys, a group of them, and they started all swinging. And then the Logan Paul lookalike, the generic one, he kind of came forward and was like trying to get in Nate's face. And Nate put his hands up like, okay, bro, come on, bring it. And he brought it.
I look at this. This is a very simple way to look at it. Play stupid game, win stupid prizes.
Fuck around.
Okay, you wanted to play the game, and now that you're on film getting choked out, and you have a little boo boo on the back of your head. Hey, stupid! All you had to do is walk the other way.
Yeah.
But no, you want to play stupid games. Well, you want a stupid prize. Congratulations. The fact that they're going to put this whole thing, I look at it. Will they end up, putting Nate in jail? No. Can they end up booking him on this with the warrant? Yes. Can they end up, filing the case and actually trying to go through with it? Yes. Can they actually find him guilty of it? Yeah. They could possibly. What are they going to do with it?
Well, the guy
mutual combat.
The guy's also a pro boxer. He's 1-0 in pro boxing, and he's also a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Well, he's obviously a blue belt because he didn't defend that fucking choke at all.
There's levels to this game, my man, and Nate's
Boy,
levels
I'll tell
above
you.
that dude.
Dude,
Shit.
I'll tell you what, he had that damn. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Dan Miller, Jim Miller's brother?
Yes, I do.
He fought in the IFL, and he had a guillotine choke.
Everyone
in that thing
talked
where
about it.
He almost folded that bitch in that. Well, that was close. That was
Yeah.
close. That one and John Jones, Lyoto Machida were very similar to that choke right there. And you go, yeah, that's as deep as it gets,
Yeah.
dude. You were not getting out of that.
I did a grappling match against Nate. It was like a super match in San Francisco, and this was years and years before I fought him. And he fucking has one of the slickest little guillotines. He gets it on quick. And this was before they actually started the whole where you get your arm a little bit deeper and push on the back of your wrist from Cody, the kid. Remember that kid Cody that brought it for the Ultimate Fighter?
McKenzie.
Cody McKenzie. Cody McKenzie. But that was kind of before this. That was all before this time. But man, he had me in some deep guillotines, and I was able to wiggle my little pencil neck out of there. But still, it was good, man. Like he's good. He's nasty, but this is something that the guy's a pro boxer, 1-0. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a blue belt, or last time people heard he was a blue belt. The lawyer came out and said that Nate's being very cooperative. Nate's lawyer came out and said he's cooperating with he found out about it. He's cooperating. He'll either, do a phone call with them or whatever, see what the next steps are. They'll get it all taken care of.
Yep.
But I can't imagine them going through with this. Like, you can't. And the guy's known for being a Jake Paul lookalike.
Again, the difference being they can, put out this issue a warrant. Okay, that means that they've already, if you got the warrant, you've talked to the district attorney or the deputy district attorney, and they've said, yes, there could be a crime there, and they're putting it out. I look at it and say, really what you have is mutual combat. You have someone, all this is going on, and now they come together. He handled it the safest way.
Yeah.
You can handle it.
And he's a professional,
Let's
so he
just
knew
be
when
honest,
to
he
let
didn't-
go.
He didn't throw punches. As soon as he went out, he's letting him go. Now he falls kind of forward, and the guy's head kind of springs out, and it smacks the ground, which is not good. But again, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Okay.
There's a gif out there.
They better be charging the lookalike boy there with the cracked head. They need to be charging him.
The lookalike boy, I like that.
It's why is it that only the winner is the one we'll go after? No.
Yeah.
It's mutual.
I thought the winners got to write history. Well, there's like this professor. It was a little while back, probably a couple months back, and it's the whole fuck around, find out. And he's like, he's doing the diagram. It says fuck around, find out. Yeah. This guy he fucked around and he found out.
Yeah, he fucked around and found
got
out.
what you deserve. Next.
There you go.
All right, let's wrap up on this one right here. We are we didn't bring this up on the weekend because it was kind of busy. There's a lot of fights and everything, but we are now 10 years past the Josh Thomson versus Nate Diaz fight.
Yeah, that's why Dana did that whole thing with putting all those fights out on 420, was try to take the shine, shine off of my man and his 10-year,
10 years.
1 decade anniversary
10 years.
of the win. The only person that's ever TKO'd Mr. Nate Diaz, my man Josh. That's the reason why Dana did that. He tried to take the shine.
I'm so old.
I'm making it up.
So funnily, the always comes up every year that Josh is the only one that knocked out Nate Diaz. I know because I see it every year, and I have to talk about it with Josh because you got to make your friends feel good and all that.
Yeah.
And Josh replies to the guy on Twitter saying he's down to do it in Bkfc. So Josh,
Look at what are you doing? What are you? What kind of shit you starting here, man?
Look.
You're stirring the pot. What's up with you?
I've heard that Bkfc has a little interest in it, but I think the Jake Paul fight probably got ahead of it. So it is. I mean, I'm cool with it. I'll think about it. The conversation. Look, before you go any further, right? It really just comes down to money. Let's not pretend. Like I don't want to get into a fight camp. I don't really want to fight, but I will if the money's right, and I'll make sure that I give it 110% because I'm not going to do anything half-ass and get myself ready. It's boxing, and I get it. Like everyone's like, "Oh, it's boxing." I'm like, "Yeah, but my striking was never that bad. I know I had a lot of kicks. I threw a lot of kicks. But, I mean, I enjoyed boxing. And if I only got to focus on one thing, hell yeah. If I don't have to focus on wrestling and kicking and kneeing and elbowing and jiu-jitsu.
All right, I know what all this is about. So you can sit there and say whatever you want, but I know what this is about.
It's about money.
No. Josh wants to get back in shape, and he needs something to make him have to do it.
This is probably...
We were in Hawaii. We didn't have time to go to the beach other than at night, basically. So there was no time to take the shirt.
Thank God.
But he didn't want to take the. He didn't even want to take the shirt off because he's not in that.
I'm not
fight ready mode.
No, I'm in dad bod mode.
That's what I've been in dad bod mode for a while now.
It's fucking horrible. I just haven't had time, man. Like even today, I tried to go get a workout in. I just felt so heavy. The flight. I played soccer last night, indoor soccer last night. I'm gonna play it again tonight, late tonight. Get lucky because indoors kind of sometimes late. It's like around 10, 11 o'clock at night. So but it's I don't know. I gotta stay active. I just need to be more active. Got to do more stuff. But in the process of trying to pack, get ready to move. So it's got to figure out the steps. Anyways. What's first? Do you pack the shit you really want to take, or do you leave that because you're going to need it to use it before you leave? Anyways, it's a good show. I guess a good show. I'm interested in seeing kind of what the bare knuckle thing is about. I've done jiu-jitsu matches with Nate. I've fought Nate in MMA. I fight him in, and I know it's it's probably the fight he would like to get back. Probably drives him nuts. Not drives him nuts. Probably like, you little shit. He's probably like, you little shit. And I have nothing against him. I actually have tried.
I believe.
I've tried lining up fights with Gilbert too, because I got a lot of respect for both those guys. I like both of them. I've tried lining up grappling matches with Gilbert. I've tried lining up some like bare knuckle stuff with Gilbert. So there's still stuff that people are reaching out to me, asking me if I'm interested. Promoters, managers, hey, is this something you're interested in? I said, it depends on the money. You got to have a conversation about money. Money is right now at this stage of my life is like, hey, that's what we're working on. That's it. If it ain't delivering the cash, then it's not worth it me getting out of bed. I'm good. Anything else there, Dave?
No, we'll wrap up there.
If you guys would want to see that fight, let me know. Just hit it in the comment section down below. Throw it in the comments and we'll chat about it. I'll hit you guys back and we'll chat a little bit about it. Nate. All right, let's go WayneandMerch.com. Pick up some of look at all of our short sleeves are out right now, and we got to get some new designs, as I continue to always say. And we got to work on those, John. That's what we got to work on.
We say that a lot.
I know.
We're not doing
Every show we say it, but we got to do it. We got to work on it because we actually got to try to get some time with family and be home and enjoy home. I mean, you are out in the field picking up cow shit, but
that's right.
I've got things.
When it's in the field, it's okay.
Yeah. So go to WayneandMerch.com, pick up some of our short sleeves and some of our sweatshirts and everything that's available out there. Hats are available, and I want to thank you guys for continuing to support us. Hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Do that for us. Visit us over at onlyfans.com and subscribe over there. onlyfans.com/weighing-in. Subscribe to us over there. It is free. Submit your fan questions on the platform over there. John, take us away, bud.
Booyah. For everyone out there, I hope you have a great week. I hope everything goes the way you want it to go. Be nice to people. Don't get in fights because look at what happens. New Orleans is going to charge you. So be smart. Walk away. We'll see you.